Welcome to another session of the Stürmkrag Saga. Not the Ginnungagap arc. We have now stepped into a new light in the camp. We are playing the Gimlé Exodus arc. Gimlé, the Norse mythology, the land where the survivors of Ragnarok are destined to live. The worthy survivors, that is. And after an ancient white dragon have heralded its coming, the king frightfully has heralded that all of the worthy settlements of Stürmkrag are to come back to the capital, into a land beyond that, within reach of longships. A land that was first explored by the fabled Beyonders, you guys, sailors of the Hellas Heart. You guys came back to Stürmkrag. You told the king the time it was. And then the king has heard your trials in this new land. And has issued 2 weeks until the people come to the capital for a mass exodus to this new, verdant, fertile land, strange and alien in culture. Opportunity and valor, honor and fame is ripe in this land, sprouting from the rich earth into the skies. We are making history, friends. Pivotal moment in Stürmkrag society. We will abandon our conquered cities, our fabled capital of Stürmkrag. We are willing to leave it all behind under one faith. Faith of what the Norns has strung way past the time of man, way past Stürmkrag was founded as a capital. The Norns always heralded the coming of Ragnarok, and lo, it is here. And we must scramble. Fimble winter out outdoors. The Beyonders headed out toward Jormundir's den, south of the capital, in search of Jormundir, the spawn of the world serpent itself. You had fought them. I believe you had captured one unconscious.
Yes, we did.
Then left in the care of the shamans, the great shamans of the Hvidsparka, to discover what, or to pry into the corrupted mind of these monstrosities of the sea. I am snacking. Be patient. So, coming back to the capital, you have delivered the monstrosity to the Hvidsparkas to pry information from. You stayed in the capital for a moment of time, enough to get a long rest, which is a week.
Oh, neat. A dawn passed?
Several dawns. 7. Sorry.
Right, forgot it's a week.
We're playing hardcore rules, my friend.
Speaking of wheat, carry on.
Yes?
Speaking of weeks, what's our friend up to? Gotten anything out of him? Or will we get there in time?
Indeed, as all of you loiter around in the shield wall, the most famous of mead halls in Stürmkrag, that is left barren by the unrelenting winter or blizzard. As you all gather around the table, with the flickering, faltering hearth of the tavern, door open. And as you all look onto this new patron of the shield wall, you see behind it is your father. He moves through the empty hall, which was once full of life and song and movement, now a former shell of what they once was. He moves and stops a few feet away from the table, looking at every one of you. And says, "Beyond us, I pray that Heimdall has given you to us, the people, and I, with the wisdom of Odin, have arrived with information that should be instrumental to that which you seek."
Oh, this is gonna perk up a little bit at that?
Right, my son.
Yes.
Your quest for a den of this foul monstrosity is at an end, for we have extracted a location that if you choose to, you can save it. On the other hand, the people of Batterfloy have arrived in those splendid settlements of Stürmkrag that was established during the Great Raids many years ago. They are within sight, and they are coming to the city. You ought to hurry to the harbor at some point today, so you may witness their arrival. It is quite a sight to behold. Some 400,000 people coming to the capital. Now, this den is a few days away. And with a good captain about the ship, you can get there regardless. All it takes is time. There's a choice to be made beyond us. You ought to sail with the people to this Vinland, this fabled land where new beginnings shall sprout from the earth. But you must go on an individual quest of the Hellas Harpy to amend for those that was sunken by the world serpent itself. Discuss among you all what is the next for the Beyonders. I have the location at hand and the instructions on how to get there. Along with, and he pulls several vials of the bluest crystal-like liquids inside these vials. They're almost like see-through seas that you see nowadays, that you would see in Caribbean oceans or waters, that are so light blue that just by looking at them, your thirst is dispelled. These potions would potentially see you through for an hour. You can breathe underwater with these, but only for an hour. So drink them at the right moment. For my job here as a Hivinsparkers is done, but not as a father. Prime, once you have made your decision, come see me by the Zeki Katie in the harbor. The place where the ships are made and where dwarves hammer pound without pause. And he takes a scroll, puts it on the table, and presses it with two of his fingers, and looks at all of you present. So that is Aldis, Asphalt, Sign, Kendra, and then nods you, tapping his forehead, bowing lowly. The decision is yours. Make it with haste, for the time waits for no man. And time is fleeting even for the AC. Good luck.
Thank you.
Puts the potions down on the table, spins around in his heels as his robe whips behind him, and he heads out of the tavern. And you guys are left to discuss among yourselves.
So, we have last week, we set on out to capture some Jormundir to know their whereabouts. The reason for this is one quite personal to me. A friend, a former crewmate of mine, was captured by these Jormundir, and I believe that she still is alive, and or we must find her. But the people of Battlefroy and Stürmkrag need to get to mainland. This is a tough decision. What do you say, my officers, my crew?
Our trip is urgent, but I mean, how long could rescuing your friend take?
He said it would take a few days to get to the lair. That's a few days there and a few days back.
Yes, Ragnarok is coming. It's on its way. We need to be quick.
But Fimbulwinter's full measure needs to come first, though, does it not?
Yes, you're right, Aldis.
The difficulty is that we don't want to run out of stores for the people.
Every day we dally, they starve. Yeah.
But we do have the obelisk, and that is aboard our ship.
Yes, we do.
What if we took these people across the Gununga Gap to Vinland, and then came back upon our own volition?
Would that work? Would we be able to get back to...
We were able to get back in the first place.
That's true. What do you say, Aswald? What is your thoughts about this?
True, but you being new perhaps gives you the best perspective, least of bias. Do we put no, I feel too prejudiced saying it like this. Do we put the needs of one person in dire need of help ahead of the entire nation? Well said. Seems we have our answer.
Perhaps. What do you say to that, Captain? I know you don't want to leave. Well, I'm not really leaving yet either.
Ryan is staring down into his jug of mead, knowing it's a difficult decision.
But as I said, it is possible that we could come back, travel the Vinland and
Yes.
get back to here.
I believe that traveling, getting them into Vinland and traveling back is our best bet. We have been gone for 2 years already.
You guys know that you don't need to be present for them to travel there. The ship needs to be present to invoke Gimlé, but you don't need to physically, take them there. Once Gimlé is invoked, the ships will fall prey to the whirlwind, which will travel through the oceans to this new land. The choice that stands before you guys is, do you helm the migration, or do you venture off to accomplish other things? That is the pivotal choice.
Well, that makes it easier.
Kilroy, am I mistaken? I thought you said that you retconned the...
Yes, the whole 2 years thing, I retconned for obvious reasons. It was, it hasn't been 2 months. I don't know how long it's been, but it hasn't been 2 years.
Okay. So, the King Vater, he searched for personal glory. We could put him in charge of leading them through Gimlé, maybe satisfying his ego for a while.
But then once they cross, then he's left in charge of them.
Yeah, I, of course, believe that our king is just and righteous in all his judgment. However, I do believe that we may wish to provide the teensiest bit of supervision when we arrive there. Just in case there's anything that we failed to mention. Just for those reasons.
Let's see. But I've talked about my personal squabbles. What about you? Do you have people or things that need to be done here in Stürmkrag that can't be done in Vinland? I hear you. Aldis, Kendra, asshole.
Aldis is gonna bite her lip and stare down the table quietly. Currently, I am just waiting for someone. Hoping they will come back. But I do not think that a expedition into the Bifrost would be wise to go find them.
Well, I wouldn't say an expedition into the den of Jormundir is wise either. But,
This is true.
No man left behind. Since the people of Stürmkrag and Battlefloy can get to Vinland without our supervision, I think we should chase after the Jormundir. Do anyone have any objections to that? Do not believe I do this for personal glory. This is a dear friend of mine, and who have fought valiantly to protect me and others. But since none of you object, let's set sail for the Jormundir.
If that's your command.
I will not be opposed to waiting here a little longer, though hope no difficulty will come to Vinland for it. But the Jormundir, I suppose then.
Alright,
So, yep.
with a decision made, I'm guessing you'll leave the tavern eventually?
Yes.
Yeah.
As you leave the tavern, you see 6 Oathheadnods, the veterans of the Stürmkragian army, wearing wolf pelts and wolf heads for cows. 6 of them wait outside in the bitter cold. They look at all of you, and they stare at you as you step outside the meat hall. What do you all react? How do you all react to this? See, they don't have their weapons drawn, but their hands are resting on their the head of their axes.
As if they're like trying to see whether we should strike them or.
As if they were waiting for you to exit the tavern.
Huh.
What do you want, Ulfhednar? Speak your mind.
You see one of the biggest ones step onto the fray. This guy has at least 20 constitution by his physique, and he's just, the cold is battering against his naked skin, like devoid of cloth or armor, as he steps forward and says, beats on his chest and says, "Honorable Beyonder, the king summons you all to his home. You ought to answer this call immediately, without any delay." And you see the 5 Oathheadnods part way for you guys to walk through them, and essentially escort you to.
Interesting.
And what does he want? Shall see.
Well, we don't want to deny the king.
Yeah.
At least not yet.
Yeah.
Let's meet with King Vatar and see what he wants this time. And we walk past him up to the king.
Yeah, they escort your flanks as you guys go throughout Gimlé shaft, the longest road in all of Stürmkrag. They have a sled ready for you guys with sled dog, and they ferry you through Gungnir Shaft, past the gates, and up Gungnir Spearhead onto where you get the key. Go inside through the halls and into the throne room, where King Veter sits, and behind him, the cold winds rage on and penetrate this keep from the outside, where he stands slanted a little bit and picking at the arm of his throne, where he goes, "Beyond us, it is good you have come and answered my call. How do you find this capital under Thimble Winter? Atmosphere has been deteriorating, but our spirits and hopes are higher still thanks to you all."
You have summoned us. What for?
Indeed. I wish to discuss with you all after reviewing our current goal, and after my Navy officers have retailed to me the information of this new land, all thanks to the storm seer of the Hellas Heart. And he looks precisely at Kendra. It is without a doubt that when we arrive, we'll be a force to be reckoned with, and people of this land will see us as invaded. We will do what must be done to feed our people. That is without question. But
yes,
after that,
of course.
I hear from the land beyond, which I assured you all that it is within our plane of existence. Lest Sparkus has often thrown around the theory that this land, this Vinland, as you all have named, it's from another world, but it is not. It is but a distant place of Stürmkrag. Shores that we would never have tried to sail to, one, because we don't know the direction, and two, because of the wrathful seas beyond our continent of Agria. My plan is one, and I need you all to understand. We fight for the very survival of our culture, of our faith, and of our family. Stürmkrag has stood for a decade and a half, maybe more. And we are not going to lose our culture now. My father has raided this land to the extreme. We have been to every shore touched by man. And his very explorer's blood runs through my vein, and we will do the same to this new land. We will see what lies in these new shores, and we will acknowledge its inhabitants. We will chart out the lands to the best of our ability, and we will plan our survival accordingly. Make no mistake, this new step in Stürmkrag society, Gimlé, as some of the people have been calling it, is the fight for land. It is a journey of conquest, and we cannot shy away from this calling. And he takes time to look at every single one of you as he says these words to see how you all react, or if you have anything to add to his words. He lets his speech hang in the echoing halls of the keep. If you have something to say, now is the time.
Conquest with what capital will conquest be your first movement? I mean, good king.
The storm seared off the Hellas hand. Tell me, how did you acquire this new keep or foothold into Vinland? Was it through conquest, or was it through dialect and conversation and bargaining?
The exact matters were one of thievery, I must admit.
Indeed. Just like our ancestors, conquest runs within our blood, and you have taken this keep with blood and iron. And all I am saying is that we established the security of our people within the domain of this new keep. Neighboring cities, whatever goods or grain they have, we will need to eye out and acquire. As for an expansion, we will send our best explorers throughout the land, and you are free to choose your role in this new age. Are you the commanders that will helm the conquest? Are you the explorers that will see new shores? Or maybe something else? Maybe leaders of our faith? Maybe whatever comes to mind, whatever role you wish to embark on, this is your moment. This is the fruits of your adventure that I have set you out merely 8 months ago, maybe more. That all you choose when we have traveled the great Gimlé gap is yours. And no one, and I mean no Stürmkragian, has any bitter word to say about you beyond it. You have given us hope. So yes, conquest it is. For the very survival of our culture lies at our fingertips, and it cannot slip. It must not slip. And I'll be damned if I'll be the king of Stürmkrag that will defame us and dishonor the fruits of those fallen of Stürmkrag during our time in Agria.
Very well, my lord. My only advice is that we, not solely as a matter of diplomacy, but I do wish to take a particular interest in investigation, as we know little of this land beyond my reports. I believe that exploration is the key to any effort that we make in this New Vinland.
Indeed, we will seek out the best candidate to our conquest, because make no mistake, no one will hand us their cities. No one will hand us what is theirs. We will have to take it, as we always have, as our ancestors have, as the Aesirs did with the Jotunkind. Back in the dawn of the world, they slew, they conquered, and that is what is required of us. But, as you have said, we will seek out the best candidate among these new lands, and we will conquer them. Or we should join Odin's Hall and Valhalla to wait for Ragnarok and fight and meet our end there. Every Stürmkragian here is prepared for this fate. Conquest or glory beyond death. Our fate is already weaved.
Very well.
So I must ask you, beyond this, what is your role in Gimlé, in our exodus to Vinland? And as I have said before, no man or Stürmkragen would ever fault you for your decision. If you wish to stand behind and safeguard our cities, so be it. No one will fault you. If you wish to helm this exodus, to take on people to this new land and fill whatever role needs to be rolled. Fuck! Give me a second. Fucking join me!